Hi, I'm Jeff Smith. I'm 35 years old and I live in Brandon, Mississippi, and I'm here to compete on MasterChef 7. So come on in, follow me into my house. I'm going to show you where I cook, where I live, and tell you a little bit about me. So the first thing, I really like to build and like to make, very creative, so I love to paint. A lot of the paintings around the house are either mine or my father-in-law's. When we first moved to Mississippi, I built a dining room table because I love to eat and felt like it would be a great place for us to socialize. When we bought this house, it didn't have the kitchen that we wanted, so earlier this past year we gutted the entire house and I built the kitchen because I wanted to be able to entertain, connect with people, and make those things get out of me what I really love to make. I'm going to show you one last thing about me and what we do. So making food is not the only thing, you also have to have a place to enjoy it. So in Mississippi it's hot, and with the heat comes a few other things. So year before that, we actually built this place. It's a great place to entertain. We eat out here anytime that the temperature is good, make food out here, and the family and I, friends, we'll sit out at the table, enjoy the weather, and eat. So come on back inside. So I was born originally in Louisiana. Went to school in Louisiana, was homeschooled as a kid, so didn't get a lot of exposure to other people, kind of grew up by myself, but grew up around family and we cooked. That's where my original passion to cook came from, was my grandfather. We got up, he would make breakfast early in the morning, so I would sneak out of the bedroom and meet him in the kitchen, drinking coffee and making big, huge spread of breakfast about 4 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely loved that, and I try to continue that tradition with my daughter, and we will with my son when he gets older. Love food and love to be able to connect. So growing up in Louisiana, close to Texas, a lot of the food that we eat is colloquial, what I grew up with. So we had a lot of Cajun food, obviously, some Creole. We also had a lot of East Texas food, so there's a lot of beef, a lot of steak, a lot of wild game too. So I love making dishes that kind of display that and connect back. For me, cooking, that passion for cooking, it comes from family. So there's a lot of connection with people. So the story behind the food is as important as the taste of the food to me, and being able to connect with that. I mentioned that I like to paint, so that's the last thing I wanted to mention, is that I'm very competitive. I like to be very specific with what I make, and so who I'm making the food for is important to me too. I want to know that story. I want to be able to connect with you. For me, success in cooking is being able to elicit or draw out that old feeling, an old taste that you had maybe when you were a kid, and bring that, put that on the table and be able to share it with you and everyone that's at the table with you. So coming up, I want to show you one last thing. So this is the other addition that we did on the house. So we added a lot more space. I've got in the back, I've got a studio, so I do a lot of painting there too. A lot of fun with that. So come on back down and do one last thing. Stand right here. And I'm going to take the camera from you, okay? So here's the thing, I really love people and I'm passionate about making things and creating things, but there's one thing that you really do want to know about me, and that's that when we get into the kitchen, into my kitchen, or someone's invited me into their kitchen and we're competing, that's knowing the difference between who's your friend and who's your competitor. Because here's the piece with a competitor. When it comes time to cook and you're in my kitchen, I take that seriously and I compete and I win.